Good evening from downtown Houston. I'm Ed Cohen with the former Chicago Bulls guard Jay Williams. And Jay, here in Rockets land, you think of Calvin Murphy, Moses Malone, and of course the dream, Hakeem Olajuwon. But a new chapter being written right now here in Texas.
Oh yeah, you think about Clutch City, Hustle Town, USA. But put all that aside. This team for the last several years has been on the edge of success. Let's see if they can take the next step.
And when you think of the Rockets, you think fun. This one could be as well tonight. Jay, we know the capabilities of Houston with James Harden, Chris Paul, in running the pick and roll and how that affects an opposing team. The Lakers really have to stay locked in, not just physically, but from a mental standpoint.
Most in particular, the bigs do. The bigs are the ones who are communicating to the guards what the scouting report is for that particular P&O. So if you're a big, if you're at the backbone of the defense and the guard is involved in the pick and roll, you have to yell out key words like red, black, blue. These are all key strategies that require maybe a double team going under or going over the top. That's the big's responsibility to communicate to the guard what to do.
Harden. Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge LeBron James' legacy in L.A.?
LeBron James wins 1 championship in L.A. That means he will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
Covington to Westbrook. To Harden. From long range, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Every hero needs a good sidekick. Nice find to set up a 3.
It's James controlling the offense. Here comes the screen. James defended by Tucker. Nothing going here on that drive. James to Davis. The pass set it all up. Who compares to AD offensively?
We would be doing a disservice if we compared AD just to one player. He's an amalgamation. Think about Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Marcus Camby. Throw them all into a blender, you get Anthony Davis.
Westbrook to Harden. Anthony Davis sends it away. LeBron with it up top. Down 2. LeBron James, 2 for 2. That's what you want. Jay, what makes LeBron so special on the offensive end?
Well, first and foremost, look at that frame. 6'9", 265 pounds with the agilities of a guard. He can blow by you. If he dips that shoulder, there's no way. There is nobody in the NBA that can guard that man one-on-one.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to pull off with the defender all over you. It's Westbrook. And the Lakers clear. LeBron into the front court. He'll run the offense. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Here's Westbrook controlling the offense to Harden. James Harden missed his first. That one goes. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
LeBron into the front court. Looking to make something happen. And he's fouled. And he earns a trip to the line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
First try at the line, no good. Misses the second as well. Rockets have the ball. Westbrook. Here's a chance from long range. Off the mark. Anthony Davis matched up with P.J. Tucker. Knocked loose. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Across the timeline comes James. The score 10-8. Screen coming. James matched up with Harden. Whistled for the foul. Chance coming up at the free throw line.
I'm the first to say I like the intensity as much as the next guy, but you got to be smart. Early fouls like that may come back to haunt you later in the game.
LeBron James at the line for 2 shots. He struggled so far. And hits the first free throw. Can't connect on the second, and he splits the pair. Westbrook into the front court. His team up by 1. Oh, Russell Westbrook. 2 for 3 now here in the first. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
LeBron James against the former MVP. To Davis. Slams it down.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
It's Harden. Brings the ball up. Trying to cash in. Wide open look. Won't go.
And as a shooter, this is when you start to second-guess your shot. You've had 3 wide-open shots that you just can't put through the net, but still, keep hunting your shot.
Danny Green takes on Eric Gordon. From the painted area, won't go down. Westbrook with the basketball. Leads just a point. With James Harden, muscle memory. Gets it to go.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot-making ability has been better. And sometimes for NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, man.
LeBron guarded by Russell Westbrook. And he'll go to the foul line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
Knocks down the second after missing the first. Rockets in control of the basketball. Anthony Davis swats it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Keep on trying. Shot's no good there.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Westbrook to Covington. Nice pass to set things up.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
To Davis. Short jumper misses. Gordon with it. Leads 5. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
And flushes it down. No stopping AD here.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
To Danny Green. He was hacked. They let it go.
Ed, the game is so different. In today's NBA, defenders are longer, quicker, and more athletic than we've ever seen before. So offensively, as a shooter, you either have to be able to create more space off the dribble for your shot or have a much faster release. Ideally, you have both in your arsenal.
Good offense beating good defense. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with the basket.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Houston with the basketball. And too much contact.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Going to launch beyond the arc. Buries the 3.
And this squad just continues to light it up from long range. One of the things I learned about teams like this, teams that fall in love with the three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
LeBron James, guarded by the former Dookie. Knocked loose. Lakers down to 4 on the shot clock. It's James. His first effort off the mark.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
LeBron James with the rock. Can't miss those. Yes, and a foul. Hell of a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Ben McLemore at the line for a chance at a three-point play. For his career, 78% at the line. The free throw, good. Cashes in on the three-point play. The lead now stands at 10. James picked up by Rivers. To Caldwell-Pope. Has a chance. Shot by Caldwell-Pope, no good.
Woo, I'm telling you right now, he will not get a better look than that right there the rest of the night.
Deep two there, won't go. James into the front court. They find themselves down 10. They'll take it from downtown. Let's see, Jay, if that wakes them up.
Yeah, that was a big-time three, but the most important possession is now, the one you're currently in. Don't focus on the next play, but focus on the present.
Houston takes over. Dwight Howard, huge block. Dwight Howard rejects it. Rockets have the steal. Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. No, I missed a short one there. LeBron defended by Rivers. Five to shoot for Los Angeles. James for three. Markieff Morris is going to get a chance at three here. For his career, 77% at the line. Misses the first. That one won't go. One more to come. And he knocks down that free throw. And now Houston has the basketball. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. And now they'll play Hack-a-Dwight and send Howard to the line with the intentional foul.
Everybody in the building understands he's been a known target. Looks like they're hacking early in this one.
Dwight Howard. He's got 2 shots coming. 56% for his career. Knocks down the first. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Rivers into the front court. Up 5. And scores on the Euro step.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
LBJ has it. To Kyle Kuzma. Screen coming. Kyle Kuzma, strong finish. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
Austin Rivers. Oh, with the foul. And a chance coming up at the line.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
First one, count it. Goes 2 for 2. LBJ. To Howard. Whoa! What a finish!
Dwight spent 3 seasons here in Houston after coming over from the Lakers. Diminishing results, to say the least, each of those 3 years as he went from 18 points a game down to 13.
Here we go, my ball, my ball.
That's out. Last touch by J.R. Smith. Has a look. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
It's James controlling the offense. Throws it up. Howard. Rondo buries it on the catch and shoot.
And I just hear my high school coach preaching this thing to me every single day, and it's still pertinent for the NBA. It's all about spacing. And when you have guys who are lethal three-point shooters and they understand spacing, oh, that whole floor opens up, and that's a thing of beauty to watch.
The screen sets him up for 2.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
LeBron with it up top. Now down 6. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out. Knocked loose. Lakers have it. James, there's the toss. Flushes down the slam.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
It's Rockets ball.
I got ball.
Screen coming. Another follow. No good. LeBron into the front court. Down 4. Over to the right side. Kyle Kuzma. That's off the side of the rim. No good.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Rivers to bring it into the front court. Exactly a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Covington to Rivers. Lakers come up with it. Out of bounds. Last touch by Robert Covington. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Smith to Kyle Kuzma. 4-3. Good contest. Made it tough for Kuzma. Rivers with the basketball. They can get a 2 for 1 if they play this right. Tucker to Rivers. Shot from the lane won't go. Smith with it up top. They trail by 1. Screen coming. To Kyle Kuzma. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. That's good D. Shot no good. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Deep 3 at the buzzer. That misses with a second to go. The first quarter's complete. The Rockets with the lead. Second quarter set to start. This is what we like. This game is certainly in the balance.
And when both teams are playing at this level, it just continues to reaffirm that I was excited to watch both of these teams play this entire week. It's been a solid game so far, but this has a chance to be a great one down the stretch.
James to Danny Green. Fires the 3. Long Island zone. Danny Green with the 3.
You live by the 3, you die by the 3. And guess what? They're living large right now.
Rockets have the ball. It's Westbrook. Wide open look, won't go.
And I'm telling you from personal experience, those are the ones that keep you up late at night. A point-blank miss right there. Got to make those.
A bad pass as the Rockets come away with it.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Anthony Davis snatching it out of the air.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
A pass taken away by the Rockets. Cruises inside for 2.
You see, here's why versatility is so imperative for your offensive repertoire. If you're a one-trick pony as a defender, I know exactly how to defend you because you only do one thing. But if you have versatility, then the coach can put you in multiple looks within the offense, and then you can get it any way you want it.
LeBron into the front court. They trail by 2. Goes to the right side. Danny Green to James. To Danny Green. James Harden at the controls. James Harden. He's 3 of 5. 60% shooting from the field.
Look, The Rockets don't take too many mid-range jumpers. Actually, last season, they led the league in three-point attempts. Glad to see them actually find a two-point shot relevant these days.
Here comes the screen. LeBron against Westbrook. To Caldwell Pope. Fires the three. That's off the side of the rim, short. Westbrook with it. They lead it. 4-point game. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Across the timeline comes James. Down 6. To Danny Green. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. James to Danny Green. Beyond the arc for 3. Offensive board. It's Russ at the controls.
You're on the island now.
To Harden. Nothing going here on that drive. James Harden. He's now 4 for 6.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Time for some new personnel. Into the game. LeBron James matched up with Harden. Caldwell Pope. Good offense beating good defense. Kentavious Caldwell Pope with the basket.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Harden to Westbrook. Danny Green able to recover with the block. Harden, and that's going to get out of bounds. Off a Laker. Harden. James Harden. He's now shooting 5 for 7.
One of the best in the biz right there. Maybe the best.
LeBron against the former Hoya. Lets it fly from long range. Oh, he couldn't get it to go. Westbrook into the front court. His team up by 7. Harden. Short jumper won't go down.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a...
Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation.
That's me. I got ball.
Jeff Green against Markieff Morris. James Harden trying to cash in. Won't go. Anthony Davis. Now 4 for 9.
Yeah, we're coming right back to you.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Harden with the basketball. Leads 5. Westbrook. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Here comes the screen. Westbrook. Shot clock violation. Coach has seen enough. He wants some changes. New personnel onto the floor. LeBron James. Harden's on him. To Caldwell Pope. Trying to cash in. The rebound belongs to Houston. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
I'm a little bit confused. Was that a well-designed offense or just poor defense? Maybe a little bit of both.
Los Angeles, they have it. James against Harden. James Harden with the block. Couldn't keep it in. Off James Harden. Shifting gears. Here comes some substitutions.
Number 0, Russell Westbrook.
James. To P.J. Tucker. Anthony Davis. Tips it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Russell Westbrook with the rock. Here comes the screen. Takes stock of the floor to Westbrook. Oh, Russell Westbrook. He's 3 for 7.
Why not? Russell Westbrook is the only guy stopping Russell Westbrook. And when he decides to put his head down and go to the rim, he's going to the rim. It's that easy.
To Davis. Had a chance, but it's no good.
And that's next level defense. The defender took away the pocket space of the shooter. Now, as a shooter, they shoot hundreds of shots each and every day from that pocket with consistency. Now you force them to change the angle or the positioning of that pocket, you're going to lower the chances of them making that shot.
Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Russ at the controls. And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Mike D'Antoni changing up his lineup. Harden knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
Don't seem shocked. This is how the game is played these days. Shooting a 3 is like shooting a layup.
James into the front court. They find themselves down 10. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Just a ball-handling wizard, still putting people under his spell.
Harden into the front court. His team on top by 8. Anthony Davis pins it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Tried to slam it down, but it comes out. Rockets in control of the basketball. Harden had made his first couple, but he misses there. LeBron with it up top. Margins 8 to Caldwell Pope.
Screen coming up, screen coming up.
LeBron sizing up Eric Gordon. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Eric Gordon, couple of free throws on the way. A career 81% free throw shooter. And he connects on the first free throw. No back-to-back free throws here. He missed the second. To Davis. From long range. Won't go down for J.R. Smith. Defense was all over him.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
He's going to the free throw line to shoot.
Love the fact that the shooter created contact on the upward motion to shoot the basketball. Big time play.
Russell Westbrook at the line for 2 shots. A career 81% free throw shooter. First one goes down.
That's a mini. Bucket.
So he hits the first, misses the second. To J.R. Smith.
Take coming, take coming.
Rondo. Off the iron. No good. Knocked loose. Lakers have it. Kyle Kuzma. Jay, I don't know if you call that the shooter's touch, but they will take it.
Well, essentially, the touch did help the ball go in, Ed. I don't know. I might have to agree to disagree on that one.
Westbrook across the timeline. Up 5. Takes it right to the rim. A lot of contact there, but they say no foul. The inner beast of Westbrook. Sheer determination.
I don't think anybody got the license plate on that hit and run. And there is no one, I repeat, no one in the game of basketball with the first step in the explosion of Russell Westbrook.
Anthony Davis with a piece.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Rajon Rondo trying to cash in on the three-point play. He wants this number up, 60% career free throw shooter. Missed it at the line. The pass taken away by the Lakers. Gets it in the right corner. Here's a chance from long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Great shot by the offense, but the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
We're going to see a team take the lead here.
Tough make through traffic.
Defenders had no chance on that one. That's why we call it the elite tier.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Russ at the controls. Going to launch beyond the arc. Not that time. To Kyle Kuzma. Nothing going here on that drive. To Davis. Finish that. Westbrook into the front court. They trail by 2. Driving right to the basket. For 3. Gets it to go. Coach cannot be happy with that closeout.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Leaving no doubt. Slams it down.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. To Westbrook.
I got him.
Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. That won't go. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to know that was not a good shot. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Here's Westbrook controlling the offense.
Hey, watch this screen left.
Deep 3 at the buzzer. Yes, a 3 at the buzzer. And this is all tied up as we've reached the end of the first half. So we head to intermission all tied up in what's been a tight one from the start. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Rockets don't have the advantage or the disadvantage after one half. The long-range shooting has been outstanding, and if they can keep it up, it's going to open up more things for them offensively. Have a look at the leading scorers. The Lakers have themselves a tie after 2 quarters of action. The long-range shooting has been outstanding, and if they can keep it up, it's going to open up more things for them offensively. Have a look at the leading scorers.
Game track. Bench points.
What I found interesting about that half of basketball is how the momentum stayed high even when the substitutions started coming into the game. These guys coming off the bench, from both benches actually, are doing a great job of making positive contributions.
Player of the half.
The chosen one most definitely deserves to be player of the half for the way he distributed the ball. It was an excellent display of court vision and solid passing. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
LeBron into the front court. Our score all even in this third quarter. 4-3. Message received. Well defended. To James. Gets it to go. Could have been more. A lot of contact, but no foul.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot foot, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
To Harden. Rises for the slam.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
LBJ with it. To Caldwell Pope. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Not that time. He misses. Screen coming. Nothing going here on that drive. Knocked loose. Lakers come up with it.
Neck and neck. They couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
Free throws coming up.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
LeBron James. He's got 2 shots coming. He's struggled so far. Can't connect on the first free throw. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Now it's Harden, controlling the offense. Surveys the floor. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
James Harden at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Whoops, that won't go. Caldwell Pope looking for his man. Now a steal as the Rockets have it.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Can't connect, and the Lakers have the rebound. Caldwell Pope to the rim. A lot of contact on that play. He plays through it and scores.
Attack mode isn't a switch that you can just turn on and off. He needs to do more of that. We need to see him penetrate, get into that lane, and create.
And throws it down.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Lakers ball. LeBron against Harden. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at three coming up.
And I love the smile on the face of the offensive player. Sometimes luck is on your side. I don't know how that shot went in, but and one.
LeBron James trying to cash in on a three-point play, shooting 37% in this one. Free throw try, off the mark. Harden in possession. His guys now down by a point. Here comes the screen. Anthony Davis, guarded by Green. Leaves his man in the dust and finishes at the rim.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
Houston with the basketball. Harden. To Covington. Throws it down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
LeBron into the front court. Leads just a point. Danny Green to James. Fires the three. Textbook defense.
Give the defense some credit here. He killed them in the first half, driving and scoring at will. But now, it's lockdown time.
With James Harden, muscle memory gets it to go. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
James, Harden's on him. Fires the three. Won't go down. Harden in possession. Leads a bucket. Robert Covington with the strong finish.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
LeBron James matched up with Harden. Here comes the screen. To Davis, down low. Flushes it home.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Harden with it up top. 2-point advantage. Markieff knocked it away.
Oh, some fans should take that ball home as a gift.
That's a souvenir. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Shot clock to 4 for Houston. Can't connect from in close.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Kuzma against Tucker. Won't go. Harden with the basketball. The lead is 2. And a whistle.
He took a chance. That's the right call.
Covington down low for Tucker. Yes, and a foul. Hell of a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
P.J. Tucker at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 74% free throw shooter. Free throw good to finish off the three-point play. The lead is up to 5. Across the timeline comes James. He'll run the offense. Robert Covington sends it away.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Harden. He has certainly been on target from downtown. He's 4 of 5 from three-point range.
Let me tell you why. He's been receiving his passes on time and on target. Give the passer some credit in this scenario as well.
James into the front court. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. No good. Oh, bad pass as the Rockets come away with it. Westbrook to P.J. Tucker. You've got to get that one to go. Caldwell Pope to Davis. Count the basket inside.
You normally don't see that, but that's the type of thing that keeps shooters in the league for a long time. Every once in a while, they venture into the paint.
Harden into the front court. Up by 6. Westbrook to Harden. Down to 5 on the 24. Markieff Morris swats it. Shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in.
Number 21, J.R. Smith. And number 4.
LeBron against Gordon. To Davis. Ferocious slam inside.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Nothing going here on that drive. Harden to Covington. Beyond the arc for 3. And the rebound comes down to Smith. LeBron with it up top. His guys trail now by 4. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
LeBron James trying to cash in on the three-point play. He's struggled so far. The free throw is good. It's back to a one-point game. Harden in possession. Looking to make something happen. Austin Rivers to Harden. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it. Rocking the rim.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Harden in possession. Leads one. To Covington.
Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
Slam dunk.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
It's James controlling the offense. Tough shot. Hand in his face. He makes them pay.
When I played, and I see guys do this all the time, when you shoot, the target isn't the basket. The target is...
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Anthony Davis. Huge block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Flushes down the slam.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
To Covington. Harden knocks it down from mid-range.
Here's a tip for your defense. You can't give him that much space. You have to push up into his personal space and make him play the majority of the possessions with his back to the basket. Because if you allow him to open up, there's no stopping him.
The pass taken away by the Lakers. Lets it fly from long range. Oh, at JR, it can be no. Yes, when it goes in.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough two rather than an easy three.
Now it's Harden at the controls. To Covington. Austin Rivers. James Harden fires for two with the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Now the Lakers are going to call a timeout as their coach wants to get a word in with his guys here in this third quarter. Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. To the rim. Lays it up and in.
Ooh, he teased me a little bit right there. But see, I like that. That's called a great entertainer. Always leaving me on the edge of my seat.
Houston takes over. Austin Rivers to P.J. Tucker. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Rondo defended by Rivers. To James from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Rivers into the front court. Our score all even in this third quarter. To P.J. Tucker. Nice pass to get things going.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
Kyle Kuzma, strong finish.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Ben McLemore. Into the front court comes Rondo. Tie game, third quarter. Nice finish at the rim.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. To Kyle Kuzma. And he finishes at the rim.
Ed, sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
And now Houston has the basketball. Austin Rivers to Harden. The pass taken away by the Lakers. And he powers it home. 2 more points for Anthony Davis.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Eight-second violation. It's going the other way. They're going to make some changes with some new personnel on the floor. James.
Don't even play with him. You see, he can't go.
A pass taken away by the Rockets.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
LeBron James here against P.J. Tucker. And look out.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
Harden. It's been a good night from beyond the arc. He's 5 of 6 from deep.
It's called room and rhythm, Ed. If you don't crowd him defensively, you allow him to have room, he will find that rhythm from behind the arc.
Little R&R has never hurt anybody, Jay. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
People be
Missed the foul shot. Late heave to beat the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The Lakers have the lead. It'll be Rockets basketball here as we start the fourth quarter. They trail to this point, but you'd have to say this one's up for grabs.
And the new style we play with in this league, all it takes is 3 quick threes, and you're right back in the ballgame.
To James. From the painted area, won't go down. Harden with it up top. The deficit now up to 5. To P.J. Tucker. Harden. Down low, it's Gordon. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Jumper's good.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
James takes on Eric Gordon. Here's a chance from long range. No good. That's great defense.
Notice that the defense isn't giving him as much space anymore. They're crowding him every time he catches the ball and really getting into his legs defensively.
Smith into the front court. Up by 3. To Howard. Oh, they called the foul.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
Harden. Off the mark. No good. Rondo with the basketball. Leads 3. Oh, he had it. Lays it up and in.
Eric Gordon finished second in the Sixth Man of the Year voting after winning the previous year. But what's even more astonishing is watching his development at his time in Houston. In New Orleans, often it looked like he was lost. But there's no doubt about it. In H-Town last year, he found a second life.
To J.R. Smith. Going to launch beyond the arc. Won't go down for J.R. Smith. Defense was all over him.
This always happens. You knock down a lot of shots in the first half, and in the second half, you start to lose your rhythm. You need to have the legs. Shoot at the pinnacle of that jumper.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Nice pass to set things up. A big finish at the rim.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Lakers at the controls right now. Rondo here against Harden. Count the bucket for 2.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
Westbrook to Harden. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Has a chance. Add 2 points to the board.
I love when bad shooters make shots. They run down the court saying, I should get the ball more. And that's when you say, no, you're open for a reason.
It's Rockets ball.
Match up, match up, match up.
Dwight Howard rejects it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
To J.R. Smith. Here comes the screen. Rondo against the former MVP. For 3, well defended.
They had so much success in the first half knocking down the three-point shot. That's not the case so far in the second. Try to play inside out. Maybe attack the rim. See the ball go in first.
Count it.
I've seen him float so much on the perimeter, I forgot he even had that kind of physical presence. Good to see him beating up on people down low again.
Gets a shot up off the mark. Gordon with it. His guys now trailing by a point. Harden, well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
We have both squads set to make some moves right now. LeBron against Westbrook. Now a steal as the Rockets have it. Gordon shoots, can't connect. LeBron into the front court. His guys find themselves trailing by a bucket and flushes it down. No stopping AD here.
Some players are so cerebral. I'm not even paying attention to the dunk as much as I'm paying attention to the player pointing and communicating to everybody his team needs to guard on the next play down the court.
The pass taken away by the Lakers.
Neck and neck, they couldn't get anything on that possession. Let's see if we can get a bucket in transition.
And 2 for AD.
And you always feel like the words vision and unselfishness go together. They work cohesively as a unit. When you have a guy that has both, that sets the tone for how your team is going to play.
To Harden. Oh, emphatic slam.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
It's Russ at the controls. To P.J. Tucker. And finishes strong.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
James, guarded by Russell Westbrook. And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just got to let them play, ref.
Oops, he missed the first one. He missed a pair of free throws. Deep left corner. Baseline drive. Oh, Russell Westbrook. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
This is not the time to have a mental lapse.
LeBron into the front court. All tied up, just underway in this fourth quarter. And stuffs it home.
An easy 2, get back on defense.
To P.J. Tucker. Markieff Morris snatching it out of the air.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
4-3. And that's rebounded by the Lakers. To James. And he buries it.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Westbrook with the basketball. His guys trail now by 4. Off the assist.
In the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
And there's the whistle. Neither player giving up an inch. We have a tie-up. Time to shuffle things up. Los Angeles has the basketball. And the finish. Slam dunk.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
To Westbrook. Short jumper misses. To Davis. Markieff Morris, guarded by Green. They'll get it down to Davis. Can't connect from inside. And the defender over pursues, and he's called for it.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Substitution being made in this one. Anthony Davis able to recover with the block.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Los Angeles, they have it. Smith to James. Here comes the screen. To Davis. Smith. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Shot clock violation. Westbrook with it, trailing by 4. To Covington. Great pass to set it up. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook.
It's a new day in sports when you see little guards dunk the ball like they're big. That's called a 40-inch vertical.
Across the timeline comes James. Lead is 2. To J.R. Smith. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He engulfed him that time.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Rockets have the ball. To Covington. Westbrook to Covington. Sizing up the defense. To Covington. Fires the 3. Well defended. Covington's a tough matchup. To James. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
To Westbrook. Goes to the left side. Shot from in close, no good. James into the front court. They lead it, 4-point game. Got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Rockets in control of the basketball. Anthony Davis with the block.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
LeBron with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Davis. And they call the foul. Out the breeze there, Jay.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
New blood coming in for both sides. Westbrook to Harden. And count the basket inside.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Lakers ball. Fires the three. Another chance. Davis to Danny Green. Shot from the lane won't go.
What happened is he didn't balance himself off the defender. He didn't initiate contact. He allowed the contact to initiate him. We could break that down later in the broadcast, but that's why he missed that easy chippy.
LeBron into the front court. Our score all even here in the fourth quarter. And the finish at the rim.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Covington to Westbrook. Now ready for a couple of free throws.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
First free throw is good. Able to convert on both free throws. And the basket good at the rim.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
To Westbrook. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
There's some players out there that like the freedom of space, and then we have the anomalies. We have the players who feel comfortable being uncomfortable, and almost the physicality of the game centers them and puts them right on balance every time.
Rondo guarded by Russell Westbrook. Spinning shot won't fall. Westbrook into the front court. All even here in the fourth. Stuffs it down with authority. Now the Lakers gonna use a timeout. They trail by 2. And the question, do they look for the tie in overtime? Or do they go for it all with a 3? The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Oh, emphatic slam. We get a whistle and a timeout for Houston as they dig into their bag of tricks, trying to draw up the game winner. Add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Time for some new personnel into the game. LeBron sizing up Eric Gordon. It's the Rockets who are victorious as they win this one by 3. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Rockets took this down to the wire before getting the win. I could get into detail about their play calling and shot selection, but let's be honest. We all know that the dunks were the most exciting. I'd be surprised if the rim isn't a little bit bent at this point. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Houston Rockets. The Lakers lost a tight one today, and you can see the disappointment. And while they didn't win the game, they could have won a dunk contest. They put down plenty of slams in this matchup. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. 3-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
James Harden was happy to throw down plenty of dunks. And if the defense happened to be there, he brought them along for the ride. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
We come to you north of the border from Toronto, Ontario. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. And Jay, the Raptors are Canada's team. Only fitting. Toronto's the 4th largest city in North America.
Ed, all that sounds great, but I'll tell you what, I love everything about T-Dot. The food, the music, the culture, the people, the energy of the city. It's off the charts. Every NBA player wants to come through the 6.
No one really cares if it's cold because inside these walls, it's always revved up. Opening tip taken in by the Raptors, and we're underway in Toronto. Jay, how do you even begin to try and describe the whirlwind that is the Toronto Raptors?
Well, you start with the positive. Last year was the first time in franchise history they were the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference. And here we are, this team still having a chance to win the Eastern Conference again.
Has a look. Tatum's shot no good.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Lowry with a shot that's no good. Into the front court, it's Walker. He'll run the offense. Short jumper won't fall.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Five on the shot clock. Pascal Siakam to Van Vliet. Here's a chance from long range. His first effort off the mark.
Shooters shoot. Period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Down to 5 on the 24. That pass taken away by Toronto. To Lowry. Fred Van Vliet. To Lowry. Slams it down, and there was no stopping him that time.
See, these are the type of opportunities the defense doesn't take advantage of. When that guy went up for that dunk, he cradled the ball to gain momentum. As soon as he brings that ball back to you in the cradle, you have to have active hands get in there, strip that ball away.
From the painted area, won't go down. Oh, with the foul, and a chance coming up at the line.
You see this all the time. The defensive players establishing his presence on the court and also checking to see how far the refs are going to let him go.
And hits the first free throw. And he makes them both. Walker with the basketball, trailing by 4. Here comes the screen. Walker. To Jaylen Brown.
To number 43, Pascal Siakam. That's it.
Jason Tatum at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 82%. First one, counted. And fails to hit them both. Hits the first, misses the second. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Leads 3. Adds 2 points to the board.
That boy got jumper.
Jay, for once, Trader Danny was Danny Ainge. Celtics didn't do that much, but Eastern Conference didn't see much change either.
Yeah, they didn't need to do anything if you're the Boston Celtics. You already have all the pieces to the puzzle. There's no doubt about it. The Celtics are now in the driver's seat.
Here comes the screen. Short jumper off the mark. Lowry into the front court. Up 5. Nothing going here on that drive. Cashes in for 2.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
To Marcus Smart. Marc Gasol able to recover with the block. Lowry into the front court. Lead stands at 7. Fred VanVleet. Able to convert inside.
Old school equals high percentage.
Now Brad Stevens calls a timeout. His guys have come out flat. Slow start in this first quarter. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Tough shot there for Jaylen Brown. No good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Now ready to shoot at the line.
I say this a lot, and it's only because coaches harp on it all the time. Read the scouting report. Know who you can and should send to the line. This is a case of knowing a shooter probably had a better chance of hitting a jumper than he does of hitting the free throws.
Second one's good. Splits the pair. Nothing going here on that drive. Over to the right side. To Marcus Smart. Down to 5 on the 24. Walker.
To number 7, Kyle Lowry. That's his first.
Kemba Walker is going to get a chance at 3 here. A career 83% free throw shooter. First free throw is good.
Good shot.
That one won't go. One more to come. Lowry with it. It's an 8-point lead. Pascal Siakam to VanVleet. dunks it down for two.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. Looking to make something happen. To Jaylen Brown. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
I know it can be demoralizing for a team not to see the ball go in the bucket, but now that the nightmare has stopped, it's time to pick up the energy.
Lowry to Van Vliet. Marc Gasol, 3 for 3. That's a perfect start.
I'm laughing because when you look at Marc Gasol, he's not the fastest big guy in the game. He's not the smoothest, nor is he the best shooter. But you know what he is? He's prepared and he's experienced. That's why he can get you 17 to 18 to 19 points per night or more, and you get a tough low post presence.
Brown shot off iron, no good. Fred Van Vliet to Lowry. Jason Tatum swats it.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
Now a steal as the Raptors have it. Lowry. Well done, Kyle Lowry. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guarantee it.
Toronto with the basketball. Fred Van Vliet, a pass taken away by the Celtics. Trying to cash in, unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Runner's good there.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
Brown with it up top. Down 12. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Now, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but you have to take it one possession at a time. You have to continue to chip away. It hasn't been the best first quarter, but if you get a couple more of those to drop, you'll find yourself right back in this ballgame.
Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Kyle Lowry at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. And he misses that one free throw. Walker into the front court. Down a dozen. Short jumper won't go down.
That's how you do it. You stay in his pocket and you never give him any space at all. You make him smell you every single possession.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball, but sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Kyle Lowry trying to cash in on a 3-point play. He struggled so far. Lowry converts the 3-point play as the Raptors able to extend their lead. Boston with the basketball. To Cantor.
Watch that cut.
To Jaylen Brown. 5 seconds to shoot. And he's going to the free throw line.
Ed, the reality is that good jump shooters know how to get those calls. Overall, though, there's less flopping in the game, which is great. But there's something uncanny about certain players' abilities to get those calls on a regular basis.
Off the mark on the first free throw. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. It's the Raptors with the basketball. Lowry to Powell. Takes stock of the floor. Nothing going here on that drive. So Lowry goes to the right side. Johnson. Knocks it down from mid-range.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Into the front court, it's Walker. His guys down big. To Hayward. And his Cantor above the rim. Jay, perhaps that's a start.
Those kind of plays get me fired up. That's a momentum play. They looked lifeless here in the first quarter, but a dunk like that can get your team going in the right direction.
Powell. To Lowry. Has a chance. Cleans it up. Offensive board. Oh, and a putback.
And I'm telling you right now, there's always going to be a home for a player in this league for a guy who does the cleanup work around the rim like that.
Toronto has the basketball. Surveys the floor. Lowry. Off the mark. No good. Walker with the basketball. Down a bundle. To Cantor. That pass taken away by Toronto.
Why not? Let's keep the crowd in it.
Lowry. Gordon Hayward rejects it. Out of bounds the call. Off Gordon Hayward. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. McCall. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
And counted at the rim.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Serge Ibaka, 2 for 2. That's what you want.
There's certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
To Jaylen Brown. Whoa, look what I found.
You know it's a bad block when somebody snatches the ball out of the air. Wow.
That's the end of the period. It's been all Raptors. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter.
Hey, lock up, lock up.
Screen coming. Has a look. Oh, straight down the middle for 2. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. Up a dozen to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka, 3 for 3 in this first half.
These breakdowns happen because a team lacks communication. You have to point towards your man, keep that butt towards the baseline, and make sure you communicate through every screen.
Nice pass to get things going.
He's been doing this for years, the physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Ibaka to Hollis Jefferson. Slam dunk for Hollis Jefferson.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
Screen coming, screen coming.
The Celtics down to 4 in the shot clock. Hayward. That's good D. Shot no good.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
It's rebounded by the Celtics.
Screen coming left, screen coming, screen coming.
Serge Ibaka. Huge block.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
To Hayward. Trying to cash in. Jumper's good.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to drive and attack the rim. That's knowing the scouting report.
And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
And he connects on the first free throw.
Good shot, buddy. Good shot, buddy.
Serving in.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Across the timeline, it's Walker. Trailing by 14. Has a chance. No good. McCaw into the front court. His guys leading by 14. Powell to McCaw. To Powell. Has a look. That's usually one that he'll knock down.
And you have to remember that your hand is part of the ball. There wasn't enough contact on that play for the refs to blow the whistle.
Walker. Boston with 4 to shoot. Serge Ibaka pins it. 24-second violation. He got it off in time, but that shot no good. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Fred VanVleet to McCaw. Runner here won't go down. Celtics have it. To Kemba Walker. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Walker. He engulfed him that time.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To McCaw. Gets to the basket and scores.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
To Jaylen Brown. To Walker. Here comes the screen.
Screen coming.
Walker. The Raptors able to clear the board. To Ibaka. Fred VanVleet.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. The pass set it all up.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
McCall to VanVleet. Scores from the post.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
Walker to Jaylen Brown. Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. Deep right corner. Walker. Shot clock violation. Changes coming from both sides right now.
Stepping in for the Boston Celtics, number 44.
Fred VanVleet to Ibaka. Add 2 points to the board.
I don't really care that Fred VanVleet finished third in the voting for Sixth Man of the Year. You know what I care about? That he was a draft snub. That 3 seasons ago, he was undrafted and nobody wanted him. After that, he spent time on the Raptors D-League team to being a guy that sits on their bench to all of a sudden being one of the best players on their squad. That's a story, that's a narrative we need to focus on.
I got him. I got ball. I got ball.
Fred VanVleet. That'll get out off the Raptors. Brown into the front court. He'll run the offense. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
First one goes down.
Number 0, Jason Tatum.
And gets both to drop at the line.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Deep two there, won't go. Brown with it up top. 14-point deficit. To Kemba Walker.
Green.
Spinning shot, won't fall. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. To VanVleet. He'll go to the foul line to shoot.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Knocks down the first. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Walker into the front court. Looking to make something happen. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
Jason Tatum at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Shooting 50%. Some yes, some no in this contest. Free throw up and good, and the lead's back down to 13. Toronto with the basketball. Here comes the screen. Probing the defense. Fine to shoot. That's no good.
He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs aren't calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
Ibaka. Using the post to his advantage there, and the finish at the rim.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
To Walker. Over to the right side. Here comes the screen. Walker. Fred VanVleet. To Ibaka. Fred VanVleet. Goes reverse to lay it in.
Did you see that change of direction mid-flight? And also the English he utilized to spin the ball off the rim? That was a thing of beauty.
Into the front court, it's Walker. His guys down big. Here comes the screen. Walker. The Celtics down to 4 in the shot clock. Shot by Tatum won't fall.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
To Gasol, down low, to Ibaka. Fine to shoot for Toronto. Doesn't have the touch, no good.
The contest was good, but you being a nuisance was great. Continue to be that gnat that no matter how many times you swing at it, it never goes away.
To Jaylen Brown. Whoa, Jaylen Brown above the rim.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
It's the Raptors with the basketball. Fred VanVleet. And scores.
Some players are just built to absorb the contact. He pretty much dusted that defender off like that was a bug at the park.
Brown into the front court. Down a bundle. Walker to Jaylen Brown. Marc Gasol with the block.
Oh, he blocked that with authority.
To Kemba Walker. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Trying to cash in. Pascal Siakam to Gasol. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Marc Gasol trying to cash in on the three-point play. For his career, 77% at the line. Free throw's good. It's a three-point play. This big first half continues. To Walker. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. A drive by Brown, but he can't finish. Fred VanVleet to Ibaka. Serge Ibaka. Now the defense has to adjust. He's 4 for 4 to start this one.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
And hits off a killer step back. Deep three at the buzzer. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report. Jalen.
It's time for the Rose Report at halftime, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. The Raptors were the dominant team in that first half, without question. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Toronto Raptors. The Celtics may be in the building, but they did not show up for this game. The way they struggle doesn't bode well for them at all. But if they've got some fight in them, we'll know right away in the third quarter. These are the guys getting buckets for the Boston Celtics.
Game track. Steals.
The Boston Celtics have already given up a number of steals in this game, and that's indicative of a careless attitude. That must be corrected immediately if they want to have a chance to win this game. The problem started early, and it didn't improve in the opening quarter.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top 3 plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Ball's controlled by Boston. Sizing up the defense. Walker to Marcus Smart. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Fred VanVleet to Lowry. Well done, Kyle Lowry. Now 4 for 9.
I'm not sure that wasn't an offensive foul, but take it when you can get it.
Walker to Jaylen Brown. Has a chance. Shot by Brown off the mark.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
And a nice finish at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
Celtics have it. Give it to him. Kemba Walker. 3 for 6 now.
And here's a next level comment for you. K-Walk is one of the rare guys in the league today that blurs the lines between the streets and the league.
I got ball.
Gasol to Lowry.
Send it down. Ice.
Jaylen Brown snatching it out of the air. Fred VanVleet. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Walker. Here comes the screen. To Jaylen Brown. Has a look. He's looking for that touch. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
As my mother would say to the defender, A for effort, F for results.
Lowry into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Gasol. Short jumper off the mark. Boston with the basketball. Walker to Jaylen Brown. Probing the defense. To Kemba Walker. Boston with 4 to shoot. Tatum. They need something to go down. It's no good.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
Lowry. Able to convert inside.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Walker to Brown, down low. And he's fouled. Nice move that time, and he's going to the line for 2.
Just because a team's winning doesn't mean the refs are going to put away the whistle. Play right all the way through.
And hits the first free throw. No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Lowry into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Passed it off. Jaylen Brown sends it away. Celtics have it.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Takes stock of the floor. To Walker. From long range. And Kemba Walker. High degree of difficulty, but that's where he thrives. Counted for 3.
Even though the coach initially may not like that shot, now he's clapping because that ball went in.
Screen coming. Lowry to VanVleet. Gets a look. Can't hit. Walker with the basketball. He'll run the offense. A drive down the lane, but the shot stays out.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
Pascal Siakam, a bad pass, and the Celtics have it. To Kemba Walker. Nothing going here on that drive. Walker. The Celtics down to 4 in the shot clock. Off the mark. He loves the tough shots, but that one may be too tough.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Big finish at the rim.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make 2 bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
Count it.
There is no recovery, Ed, in particular if the defender does not stay on balance.
Ball's controlled by Boston. Walker to Marcus Smart. Tatum. No good. Lowry with it. Looking to make something happen.
Got him. Down. Ice.
Here comes the screen. Lowry to Gasol. Nice pass to set things up.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
To Walker. Nothing going here on that drive. From the painted area, won't go down.
I got him. Let's go.
To Lowry.
Let's go. Pick him up.
Beyond the arc for 3. Not going down here. To Kemba Walker. No good.
I got ball.
To Lowry. Scores from the post.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Celtics have it. Walker. Surveys the floor. To Jaylen Brown. Walker. Deep left corner. Lets it fly from long range. It's no good. Shots not going down. Across the timeline, it's Walker. His guys down big to Jaylen Brown. Count the basket. 2 more points in the paint.
And when the ball gets the defense rotating from side to side, you're bound to find opportunities for each other.
I got ball. I got some form.
Lowry to Van Vliet. No, I missed a short one there.
It's me. I got it.
Knocks it down from mid-range.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
The ball controlled by Kyle Lowry.
I got double. Come here.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Lowry. Shot clock winding down. And Boston has the rebound. Brown with it up top. Down a bundle.
Screen.
Here comes the screen. Oh, ferocious slam inside.
And ISO basketball is becoming a thing of the past. Team basketball is back. And if you have that personnel with the versatility plus the mindset, game over.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs. Lowry to Powell. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Norman Powell at the line for a chance at a 3-point play. For his career, 80% at the line. Free throws good as they continue to widen their lead. Walker to Jaylen Brown. Here comes the screen. To Walker. Nothing going here on that drive. Give it to him. Kemba Walker. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Lowry. It's the Celtics with the rebound. Here comes the screen. Walker to Hayward. Boston with 4 to shoot. He throws it down. Jay, let's see if that's a sign for him.
Well, he's been pretty much non-existent the first 3 quarters, but when you have a play like that, that can get the juices going, and that can help you with your offensive rhythm.
To Powell. Lowry. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Rondé Hollis-Jefferson trying to cash in on the 3-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Free throw good to cap off the 3-point play as they continue to open things up here in the 3rd quarter. Boston with the basketball. Hayward. Probing the defense. To Hayward. And his Cantor, very efficient and making an impact. He's 3 for 3.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
McCaw to Powell. Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Trying to cash in. Just off the mark. McCall to Hollis Jefferson. Going to launch beyond the arc. That's off the side of the rim, short. Screen coming. Deep three at the buzzer. That ends the third quarter. The Raptors enjoying a sizable lead. Raptors ball as we get going here in the fourth. And this one, Jay, not totally in the win column yet. Or the double-digit lead, you have to like their chances.
I love when I start seeing fans exit the arena so early in this game, and I hear people say, this one should be in the bag. Well, guess what? It's never a guarantee. You have to be careful not to slow down the pace of the game and take the air out of the basketball. You have to put your foot on the gas and try to win this game with a sense of urgency.
Hayward, tough shot, well defended.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Stanley Johnson. Send it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
Hayward. Serge Ibaka tips it.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
To Hayward. A lot of contact, no whistle. Why even try that time?
I'm going to start calling him the windshield wiper, just erasing all the mistakes.
Celtics have it. To Hayward. Fires the three. That no good. Off the mark.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
To Powell. Stuffs it down with authority. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't see anybody on the bench yelling. I don't see anybody on the court even angry right now.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
Old school equals high percentage.
Toronto has the basketball.
I got him. Here we go. Here we go.
McCall to Ibaka.
Trap. Keep him hit.
Can't connect from inside. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Tatum. Powell with the rebound. Knocks it down on the step back. That was not easy.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Hayward. And finishes strong. Now a whistle, and Toronto's going to use a timeout as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Time to adjust. Both coaches making changes on the floor. Lowry can't get the bounce.
I got this. What kind of shot was that?
Here comes the screen.
I'm on your right.
Flushes it home.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Lowry has the basketball. To Hollis Jefferson. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Sometimes you hear people give all these fancy breakdowns, tell you all these different things they can do. That was just plain old, simple, bully basketball. Muscled his way through the lane.
Powell to Lowry. To Hollis Jefferson.
Good job.
It was right there.
Screen.
Has a chance. The shot almost. Across the timeline, it's Lowry. His guys holding the big lead. Screen coming. Lowry to McCaw. Oh, nice find for the basket.
And Ed, not every pass needs to be a home run pass or thread the needle. Sometimes an easy kick ahead or an easy shuffle pass can make the game simple. The more simplistic the game is, the more efficient you'll be as a unit.
To Marcus Smart. The Celtics down to 4 in the shot clock. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
There's something so different about this player. I can't quite just put my finger on it. Oh, I got it. He actually started to play. Good to see him actually step back on the court and be himself.
McCaw to Lowry. It's Boston with the rebound. To Marcus Smart. Here comes the screen. To Marcus Smart. Has a look. Shot misses there by Smart. McCaw into the front court. His guys hold a commanding lead. Won't go. He can do better than that. Slam dunk.
An easy 2. Get back on defense.
Ball controlled by Kyle Lowry.
Big pick right there.
Sizing up the defense to Hollis Jefferson. Can't miss those. Count the basket at the rim.
That's lunch pail business right there. Don't worry about the no call. Keep powering through.
Now the Raptors going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. set to hit one tonight. No good. Walker into the front court. The deficit now up to a dozen. To Jaylen Brown. Screen coming. Walker. Over to the right side. Trying to cash in. Smart shot, no good. Ball's controlled by the Raptors. Lowry to Gasol. Working the outside. Lowry. Brown's got the rebound. Into the front court, it's Walker. Down 12. Knocked loose. Taken by the Raptors. Lowry to Gasol. And look out.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Lowry into the front court. They lead it by 14. To Gasol. Oh, great pass. Setting up the basket.
You know, Ed, I'm down with guys having 35, 40, maybe 50 points in the game. But the one thing you look for in the defensive end, when there's a huddle after a guy has dropped multiple buckets on you in a row, and everybody's quiet, nobody stands up and says, yo, I got him, I'm going to stop him, you're in a worrisome place for your team.
Knocked loose. To Gasol. The drive, right to the basket. Return label included.
The offense might want to adjust here. That's his fourth block of the evening.
Gasol, good for two. Great footwork once again.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
To Kemba Walker. Nothing going here on that drive. Walker. To Jaylen Brown. Off the mark. With defense like that, little margin for error. Lowry into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Van Vliet. To Gasol. Not that time.
I'm not sure that the contest on the shot contributed to the miss, but what it might have done is seep into the confidence of the shooter that the next time he might decide to try to drive to the rim instead of settling for a jumper.
Fred Van Vliet. He scores on the step back. Jay, how did he get free?
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Ball's controlled by Lowry to Van Vliet. And count the basket.
And I'll never forget one of my first games playing as a rookie with the Bulls. I talked to Steve Nash, and Steve Nash always used to tell me, the more you come out and you get your teammates involved, the easier it will be for you to score down the stretch. Think about it. You come out, you get 7, 8 quick assists, then a ball fake on the next possession. He bit, easy layup.
To Walker. Shot clock winding down. Has a chance. Gasol with the rebound.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
Walker with the basketball. His guys down big. To Jaylen Brown. To Kemba Walker for three. And Kemba Walker, muscle memory put to good use there.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
It's the Raptors with the victory as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Raptors were solid in today's victory. And some people may disagree, but I think their ball movement was the biggest key to their victory. Still, I think we'd all agree that they made the defense look slow and confused throughout this matchup. The Celtics didn't get the victory they wanted here today. And even though some of them smiled and shook hands with the other guys after the game, you could tell by the way they headed to the tunnels how disappointed they were about this loss. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Boston Celtics.
Game stats. Player of the game.
Lowry gets rewarded for the way he provided his teammates with plenty of easy baskets. His assist total is certainly indicative of his clever playmaking.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Time now for the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.